Obviously, October 7th is now known as the worst slaughter of Jewish people since the Holocaust. What do you think Hamas was trying to accomplish there?
I think besides killing as many civilians as possible, the long-term aim of Hamas was to destroy all chance for peace, because the immediate geopolitical background to this attack was that Israel was very, very close to a historical peace treaty with Saudi Arabia, which was supposed to normalize relations between Israel and most of the Arab world, and also to restart the Israeli-Palestinian peace process and to immediately alleviate some of the suffering of millions of Palestinians under Israeli occupation. And this chance for normalization and peace was a grave threat to Hamas and to Iran, who are opposed to any such possibility of peace. And this is why Hamas struck. And Hamas intended not just to foil the immediate peace treaty, but to sow seeds of hatred in the minds of millions of people to ensure that there will not be peace for generations to come. And this is why it not only, again, aimed at killing civilians, but tortured and executed people in the most gruesome way it could imagine, and made sure that this will be publicized.
I've heard you in other interviews talk about the trap that Hamas has laid for Israel. Israel's response obviously has been forceful, but there are now thousands dead in Gaza on that side. What do you mean when you talk about the trap?
Because Hamas's intention is to destroy all chances for future peace, it really counted on a very forceful Israeli response. Again, I think it should be clear that Israel has not just a right, it has a duty to defend its citizens. So Israel needs to disarm Hamas, but at the same time, should be clear that the war is not against the Palestinian people. To fall into Hamas's trap is to wage a war against all Palestinians in a way that will make any future reconciliation impossible. It has to differentiate between Hamas and the civilian Palestinian population, and to act in such a way that will preserve at least the possibility for peace, not in the immediate days or weeks. Yeah. This is impossible to imagine, but down the road, peace will only come if Palestinians can live dignified lives in their homeland.
Do you think that Prime Minister Netanyahu let down Israelis and is potentially still doing that now?
Yes, I think that the failure of the state of Israel to protect its citizens and the dysfunction we continue to see even now in many state institutions. You know, we are seeing amazing response from Israeli civil society, and everybody is volunteering and organizing things. But this is partly because the state institutions are not functioning well. And this is the result of being ruled for 14 years, close to 14 years, by a populist strongman, Benjamin Netanyahu, who built his political career, like other populist strongmen around the world, on dividing the nation against itself, on attacking and weakening any state institutions that could limit his power.
It does seem as though this is going to be a long conflict. I wonder, what is your biggest concern right now about that?
The immediate concern is that the fire that began with the Hamas attack will spread. It could spread to the West Bank, to Lebanon with Hezbollah. If Israel is attacked with tens of thousands of missiles by Hezbollah and other Iranian allies, it might need to defend itself with every weapon at its disposal, including its nuclear capabilities. And I hope that every other power that has some kind of leverage over what is happening will use this to de-escalate the conflict.
Yuval Harari, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.